everyone, and this is my review of The Three Musketeers, 2011. Now, as being the latest adaptation of the Alexandre Dumas classic, must pre-state this review by saying that I have not had virtually any experience with The Three Musketeers outside of pop culture memorabilia and replication. That said, wow, this was a movie. Nothing else really I can say for it. This is a Paul W.S. Anderson film. And while I think it's very much indicative of his style, this is a crazy movie. I mean, I'm not even sure how to describe it at times. I think my review in a nutshell would be, I enjoy this movie if for no other reason than the suicidal, insane bravado that it just charges right through. It's crazy collection of fantasy and action movie cliches melded with classical literature and fucking steampunk thrown in just for good measure. Now, I am very excited by this movie, to be perfectly honest. Is it a good movie? I guess I'm going to have to settle on yes, but not because of particularly any quality writing or I'll say story. It actually apparently I went with someone that was actually an expert on the Three Musketeers, more or less. And they said it actually follows the overarching story pretty well. But that aside, this movie really just goes off in its own direction in a lot of portions, even from what I know, which is very the loose basics of it. I'm more of a Count of Monte Cristo guy, what can I say? But it really is just an insane movie. It has airships. It has everyone chewing scenery. I mean, like, everyone. And the zenith of this beautiful scene-chewing pyramid is Orlando Bloom as the Duke of Buckingham. I mean, holy crap, you could not chew more scene than he is every time he talks. He's like, darling, fetch me my cloak, kind of evil. And it's just so over the top and so hilarious. And it's funny because everyone is over the top in their different ways, and not all of it really meshes traditionally, but it just makes for a lot of fun. And that, I think, is the movie's biggest strength. It is just a ton of fun, no matter what it does. It's stupid more often than not. Yes, definitely. But in all honesty, I can't really say that much bad about it because I enjoyed it so much. The 3D is kind of throwaway. There's a lot of things. Three Musketeers killing like 40 people at once, fighting in airships. Completely illogical things happen. Like almost every other scene that are just huge plot holes. The movie says, you know what? Fuck you, I'm doing it anyway, we're continuing with this story whether you like it or not, and that is something I can respect. Anyone that's seen my reviews of things like Crank or Punisher Warzone knows that I love this kind of batshit movie. It just doesn't give a crap what you think about it. And whether it be a great movie or not, I admire the way that it goes about telling its story. I think it adapts the story to maybe a decent degree. At least it keeps the overarching plot of the story. And he has a fantastic cast. Christoph Waltz. I really enjoy Logan Lerman personally, as an actor, I mean. I want to say Ray Winstone. Oh god, that's killing me. Porthos was fantastic, the actor who played him. He was in Punisher Warzone too, ironically enough. Orlando Bloom. Wouldn't have thought he would have been great, but man, what a character. Not a huge fan of Mila Jovovich. Again, in this movie, she just seems like the same character all the time. But she definitely plays her part. Everyone in this movie. There's just a huge cast of people. And a lot of people that you will recognize, but won't necessarily know their name right off the top of your head. So, filled with a huge cast of actors. Really good special effects, even if they are for ridiculous purposes. And the music definitely gets your blood pumping. Very much forgettable music. But in the time you're watching it, really propels the scene. And overall, I don't know what else to say about this movie. My review is going to be very short and concise, or at least for me. And, yeah, I mean, just go see The Three Musketeers. Like, it's weird, it's wonderful, and I think that's probably the best phrase to describe it. It's basically as if someone looked back at the time period, ate 5 pounds of, like, those little sugar sticks, maybe sniffed a line of cocaine, and then read a steampunk novel, and then meshed that all into one. Oh, and we're given like $200 million to make the movie. Surprisingly, this movie was made for less than that. They actually did a good job, by the way, financing all of these actors as well as the special effects. Did a fantastic job really budgeting that shit out there. Good job, Summit. Overall, it's a lot of fun, though. It's nonsensical, crazy, but it gets the job done. This is very much what I imagine what a summer blockbuster would be to the nth degree. It's Hollywood Hollywood blockbuster filmmaking at its finest or worst, depending on how you look at it. If you enjoy just a lot of fun action movies, you're probably going to have fun with this. Switch that brain right off for the most part. As an adaptation of Three Musketeers, again, I can't speak more than my friend had said. Overall, it seems like it follows the overarching story and character traits. It just puts them into these larger-than-life situations, to say the least. And there's a lot of homage. You can tell it's been paid to so many different things, even things to, like, games. It definitely plays a lot of it. And it seems like a video game version of the Three Musketeers, so I guess that's appropriate. Is this going to launch a franchise? No. Unfortunately, I would actually see a sequel, particularly because of the really ridiculous sequel bait that it sets up, but it just didn't make enough money. But that said, honestly, I don't think there really needs to be a sequel. It stands on its own. It's a lot of fun. It's stupid. And while, yeah, there's a couple aspects that were designed to carry over forward through sequels that it's not going to get, it still works well enough on its own. The love story's overplayed. I don't know what else to say to this. I realize I'm going through this a little fast, but there's really not much more to say. It's well produced. There's some good music for the movie that it is. Good actors and good acting throughout that really enhance the overall experience. I mean, I think what it is that this movie knows it is ridiculous. It doesn't take itself seriously, and this is really typified in Orlando Bloom, who has the most ridiculous costume and a fucking pompadour and pointy mustache and like almost a twirly, a beard and almost a twirly mustache, and every scene he's in, he just steals the show. Even he shoots, he's like bam, 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 and I'm not even exaggerating. Like, it's worse than that. I would do that more if the camera wasn't balanced here, but it's a lot of fun. I don't know what else to say. Go see it. I actually recommend it pretty highly. It's stupid, but it is a good deal of fun. You won't regret going to see it. Go see it with friends. You'll have a good laugh, sometimes at its expense, sometimes because it's actually funny, but overall you're going to come out with a smile on your face, and likely it's more memorable than some of the movies you've seen earlier this year. So, check it out.